Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's MattyV747 here with another sim for franchise mode. This time we're playing as the Ottawa Senators. They've got the 3rd and 5th pick in this year's draft, and from a couple different people or different sources, we've heard that the Sens are rumored to be drafting Yaroslav Askarov. Consensus the best goalie in this year's draft, and the Sens kind of need help everywhere, but in net to get a franchise netminder at 3 or 5, presumably 5, would be a huge boost for this club, but I wanted to see just how huge a boost would it be. So we've created 99 overall Yaroslav Askarov. We're going to stick him in net for all 82 games this year, and we'll see if he can save the Sens franchise. So as we get set here, Yaroslav Askarov at 99 overall is going to have a tough time. As we saw there, Thomas Chabot, the best player on this roster, 86 overall. The next best, Brady Tkachuk at 82. A little bit low, I think, but still, this is a pretty bad team. We can see here, Craig Anderson, Anders Nilsson, and in the minors, 99 overall Askarov. We'll call him up and we'll take a look at him. And so we can see here, every stat for Askarov is 99, and he's got high franchise potential, role elite goalie, and he's going to play all 82 games and have a chance to, I guess, try to turn this team around. But we can take a look here at some of the players on the roster, and it's going to be a tough task. I guess we can call up the best players from the minors. We'll go Brandstrom on defense. This is a pretty rough team that he's going to have to try to turn around. At the end of the year, we'll take a look at how the Sens do, how he does, and I guess we'll take a look at the stats as to how he compares to the rest of the league. So we're going to sim 41 games to see at the halfway mark how they're doing, and then we'll take a look after finishing the rest of the season. So, after 41 games, the record's not looking too great. 14, 22, and 5. And that's probably up there for one of the worst records in the NHL. And the worst part about that is that they actually got better as the season went on. So we can see here, this first month for the Sens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Losses in a row to start off the season. At least they've picked it up from there, I guess. But nonetheless, this has been pretty rough for the Sens so far. And with Askarov in net for those first 41 games, it's looking a little bit dicey for the rest of the year. It's not like we can switch up the goaltending tandem and put in a better goalie. There is no better goalie. He is the better goalie. So 41 games played, 14 wins, the .904 save percentage, the 3.06, and 1,305 shots against in 41 games. I guess we can compare them to the rest of the NHL at this point and actually see how they match up. Chris Tierney leading the way, 31 points. In terms of points, 3rd last. So at least Columbus is worse, I guess. But the Sens here, 40.2% win percent, or point percentage, excuse me. Goals for per game, 2nd last in the league behind only Columbus. And goals against per game, it's pretty high, but it's far from the worst, that's for sure. Power play percentage is pretty low. And I'm going to assume the penalty kill percentage is also pretty low, 86.4%, never mind. They're actually one of the top teams there. So, in the last 10 games, 7-3-0. So after that 12 losses to start off the season, I guess they did kind of turn it around. So, it might be too little too late, but it'll be interesting to see if they can carry that through the rest of the year. And we can take a look at how he matches up at the halfway mark against the rest of the goalies. I'm going to assume save percentage, it's not looking too hot for him. But in terms of shots against, by far, he has seen the most action in the NHL, and obviously he's got the most saves there too, and he's been busy. I guess really at this point, is it Askarov's fault, or like he's trying his best? So 1 shutout in 41 games played, facing 1,305 shots at the halfway mark of the season. We're going to sim the rest of the season to see if the Sens can at least start to turn things around. I'm not sure they'll be able to make the playoffs at this point. Season's almost already over for them halfway through the year, but we can at least see if they can make things respectable. So, with the season wrapped up, the Sens clawed their way back to a respectable record, and for a while they were in the playoff hunt, but these past couple games, these past couple weeks weren't too kind for them. They wrapped up the season, lost shootout win, win, loss, 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 and then a win. So they were in the conversation. They ended up finishing definitely with a respectable record, and I think if they were in the Metro, they might have had a chance of making the playoffs. We'll take a look at how they actually did here. We can see 86 points, 117 from Boston, 111 from Toronto, 108 from Tampa. The division of death, I guess, but a tough break for Ottawa. I really think if they were in the Metro, they would have had an actual decent chance there. But we'll look at how the Sens finished up here. Finished 18th in the league, and honestly, from where they started, 12 losses to start off the season, that's not too bad. Goals for per game, still second last in the NHL, but that means their goals against per game was probably pretty decent. So the goals against per game, probably around the halfway mark for them, 12.3% on the power play. I'm assuming that's probably, the third worst in the NHL. Penalty kill percentage, though, 87.4%. That's nuts. That's second behind the Coyotes, and the Coyotes finished third in the NHL. So, at home and at away, both records pretty respectable. But as I mentioned, they're ending the season on a bit of a losing skid. And if we take a look, I guess, at the Metro, we can see 86 points would have got them into the playoffs if they were in the Metro. So, a tough break there for the Sens, because they did end the season really strong. We'll take a look here, I guess, in terms of how Askarov specifically did. The 916 save percentage. So he really turned things around there. He started off with a 903, I think it was. So we'll do minimum, I guess, games played, 30 games. Kind of just try to have the starters in there. And save percentage, probably up near the top. Yeah, as I mentioned there, 82 games, 0.916 save percentage. He definitely was one of the top goalies this past year, even though the goals against average is one of the highest, I think, or one of the higher ones at least, 2.72 I think it was. That's not too great, but when you're facing that many shots, as we see here, shots against 2,660. The next most is Pekka Rinne, 2,312. Oh my goodness, he got peppered. And yes, he did play more games, I think, than everybody, but still. I mean, Rinne, 75 games played. Askarov, 82. That's a 7-game difference. That doesn't equal 300 shots. 350 shots. With the year the Sens had this year, I think having Askarov in net, while he might not be able to lead them to the cup, he definitely made them a more respectable team. And in his rookie year, he started off a little bit rough with that losing streak at the beginning, but as he got the confidence, he is able to really kick things into overdrive. And as I mentioned there, if he was in the Metro, the Sens would have made the Stanley Cup playoffs, even despite Chris Tierney lead the way in scoring with 65 points. So if you want to see how other players would do or be able to turn franchises around, let me know. Let me know if there's any team building challenges you think would be interesting to see. I'm hoping to get some more of those out this week. And let me know if there's any other ideas for videos you think would be cool to watch. I'm always looking for new ideas and would love to hear from you guys, to hear what you guys would like to see. I'm super excited to be, I guess, actually putting in some work on YouTube and really trying to give this a fair shot. So thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, leave a like, perhaps even subscribe and comment as to what you'd like to see next.